the Big Three, Fantasy Alarm TV. I'm your host, Ray Flowers. Let's talk some wide receivers here on Thursday at Fantasy Alarm. First number of the day is 33, as in the number of targets seen by Steve Smith of the Ravens the last 2 weeks. Not 3 weeks, 2 weeks. He's seen 33 targets. He's taken those 33 targets to a return of 23 receptions, 336 yards, and 2 touchdowns. A masterful 2-week one for Steve Smith, the best he's ever had. Is he going to keep that up? Well, duh, no. How much of the regression is what we need to talk about? 2 key points here. Number one, he's an aging player who's in his last season. Last year he had a great start to the season as well, but in the second half he averaged about 4.5 catches and 49 yards a week over those final 8 games and only had 2 touchdowns. Will a similar slowdown happen to him this year? I'd have to think it will. Now the second part, though, that mitigates against that first part is the fact that he's the only guy they got right now. That Kamar Aiken, Marlon Brown, these guys have not stepped up. Crockett Gilmore is out in week 4 with an injury. Max Williams hasn't impressed many people at that tight end position to this point. Bashard Perriman was supposed to be that deep threat to replace Torrey Smith. He had a setback with his knee. He had to have surgery on his PCL. It's unclear if he'll even play this season at this point. Steve Smith's going to be a target monster. They simply don't have any other weapons to throw the football to with the Ravens. Second number of the day is 0, as in the number of snaps played through 3 games by Victor Cruz. Remember when Victor Cruz, his knee was fine, he was going to be good to go week 1. Didn't happen because of a calf issue. Now, he was all ramped up and excited to play in week 4. Looked like that was going to happen. Had a setback on Wednesday. He's now been ruled out for week 4. Not only has he been ruled out for week 4, he's out for an indeterminate amount of time. I guess this is a substantial setback with that calf. We don't know when he's going to play again. The Giants might look to do something in the slot to replace Victor Cruz, who they can't trust. They did welcome in Wes Welker on Thursday. He reportedly looked pretty good in that workout. Giants might sign Wes Welker. We'll wait and see. Bottom line is right now, Ruben Randall is going to have to play like he did last week when he had that big game over 100 yards, 6 catches, a touchdown. He's going to need to do that at least in the short term until the Giants figure out what they're doing with that slot receiver. And then the final number today is 9, as in the number of targets the last 2 weeks for Vincent Jackson of the Bucs. Now, I understand Vincent Jackson's number 2 guy. I understand that Mike Evans is younger, better version right now of Vincent Jackson. But how does Jackson get 9 targets in 2 weeks when Mike Evans gets 17 targets in week 3? Jameson Winston, you got to do a better job of spreading the ball around than that. Now, the rookie quarterback's got a 52% completion percentage. He's thrown 3 interceptions already. He's fumbled the ball 3 times, only lost 1 of them. He's been very erratic. And until he makes a commitment to throw the ball more frequently to Vincent Jackson is someone that's really tough to trust. We are in bye weeks. There are injuries. Maybe you're rolling him out there as your wide receiver 3. There's still upside here with Vincent Jackson. But right now, his usage is a big-time concern to his fantasy owners. Big 3, Fantasy Alarm TV. Don't forget to visit us, fantasyalarm.com. We got you covered for fantasy football.